It's intense now.
Oh my God!
This is a tell, baby. Everyone's catching everything here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
oh, I don't know what was going on with the audio there, but here we are. Welcome in.
We back.
Do you guys hear that?
What?
You don't hear, bro? I'm like echoing here.
Oh, nah. We good on. We good.
No, I don't hear echo.
All right, I'm gonna leave. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the UDL podcast, you know. We're here, baby.
Stay.
Technical difficulties, but hey, man. Say, man. Crazy stuff. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of awards show talk today. You know, a lot of everything, bro. A lot of playoff talk today. You know, if you weren't at the playoffs, but put y'all on the game.
Oh yeah. We'll dive right into those playoffs.
Well, my dumbass figured out what the problem was. I had YouTube open, so it was playing live at the same time as we were rolling.
I don't think that had a problem with anything that was going on.
No, I heard twice, so I thought I was like, why is he playing twice?
Yeah.
No, I was bugging. But how we doing? Cam in Lang seat today. I like it.
I know. It feels good.
We got a nice.
He already took his seat in the league, right? So
yeah, we were talking before you hopped on. It's the first time Lang has not been on the MVP ballot. Crazy.
Facts, bro.
It's no longer who's gonna take it from Lang. It's fair game. It's anybody's award.
First time Lang or Jay Rich hasn't been on the MVP ballot.
Yeah.
And so shout out to the GOATs, you know. But we'll get into that.
Oh, yeah.
We got plenty of time for that. But first, we got to introduce our special guest of the evening. It is your reigning UDL All-Star champion, Andrew Reno.
Let's go. What's up, boys?
Let's go, Reno.
How we doing?
Let's go, my boy.
Chilling, man. Ready to rip this up.
Yes, sir. We got a nice pod planned. Before we get into the award show hype, of course, we got to talk about what went down at the last playoffs. Probably the best playoffs in UDL history. Like, just craziness going on the whole day. Almost every game was a banger. How'd you guys feel about it?
Couldn't look away. Felt like every time you looked away, something crazy happened.
Real.
Yeah. Tough day.
I mean, yeah, I guess the three of us came from three first round losing teams, but besides that, I feel like it was a nice playoffs.
It was every game, like Reno said, it was a tilt. It almost felt like when you're driving on the highway and you see a car crash, you can't look away, dude. Everybody was watching everybody was watching every game. Yeah. Everybody amped for every game. I played game one.
Honestly,
guys were on it.
Those games, I would say from, I think it was like the end of the second or the third round were like all tilt Tuesdays. Like, I'm talking about, like, I didn't know who was going to win the games. You would see people be, losing, and then they would come back, and then it would go OT, and then the team that was originally up would go down, and then they would end up winning. Like, bro, like, so many ups and downs. You couldn't even live bet that if you tried to. Like, if this shit was like you were betting on it, it would be impossible, bro, with how many lead changes and how many, like, game-winning defensive plays were made. Insane, bro. Insane.
Like the sound bit at the beginning of the podcast where it's like JT Baines in it. It's like, that might be Cup. Nobody's dropping anything. It's like you could rip 2 minutes of just audio from the background of the tournament playoffs.
Oh,
It would just be classic.
Thanks.
Yeah, we might have to make a new pod intro just with sound bits from the playoffs.
That would be
There's gotta be some.
That would be
This
wild.
playoffs is, I don't know. We might have to get some next gen stats on these playoffs one day and compare them to the other playoffs for like diving plays and like OT games and like some weird shit. Because if you think about it, these playoffs were crazy, bro. Like I've never seen it like this before. You know what I'm saying?
Some long games too,
Bro.
Ever.
Brandon took
Ever.
his bodies category. Bro, it was like that clip where it's like bodies. He was just dropping it.
The game against Rocco and Zurich.
Right. It was nuts, dude. I was losing my mind.
I think how many bodies he had, Troy? You like
I think he had 6 bodies in that game. Yeah.
Wait, that's an assist. He's Johnny Appleseed, dude.
Yeah.
That's an
Crazy.
assist.
You only score 7 points in a game, so 6 out of the 7 points scored set the
Easy, bro.
Wow.
No, that had to be an OT game, but still.
It could have
6
been an OT
bodies
game.
is a record. Now I don't think will be broken. That has to be a record. I don't even think we have to look it up.
Hard to get through a brick wall.
Dude, crazy.
Brandon, six bodies in one game. I see UDL playoff record for sure.
Easily a playoff record. I'm trying to see if it's
he might have the playoff record by like 4.
It was an overtime game. It went 9-7.
Yeah.
So out of those 9 points, he had 6.
What game is that?
That was game 1. That was game 1 that you guys won against.
What's the ratio for that? Like that is crazy, bro. Like he's there for everything.
I think
get line.
The most bodies than anyone else had was 3 in a game, and it was actually in the same. It was in the same game, game 3. You had 3, Reno, and Zill had 3 bodies. No one else.
Wait, Reno had 3?
God.
So what's 3 plus 6 is 9. That's how many points they had?
different game.
Okay.
Brandon did it in game 1. I was just curious if anyone even got close to 6 in any other game, but not really.
That was crazy. The plays were wild. Speaking of plays, my man JT
he was making
going crazy.
Shout out to King.
Torres was going insane in the playoffs.
Nuts.
So many defensive plays. Like, Troy, how many highlights was you pulling out of that shit? Like, you know how when you pull plays out?
Mm-hmm. The average – it's funny you say that. The average, like, after I watch all the games and pull out the couple seconds worth of a play that I want to keep and potentially use in a video down the line, it's around 18 to 20 minutes that I then have to cut down to a 3-minute recap video.
Jeez.
I have 45 minutes of footage of plays that I have grabbed already from the playoffs that I have to.
That's crazy. Bro. An hour of highlights. This dude has an hour of highlights, bro.
And I was getting pretty picky with it too. It got to the point where, like, a pretty nice snag that I might have grabbed back in turning 2, I wasn't even wasting my time grabbing because there was just so many amazing plays.
You can low key just go back for someone like Umbi or Bigar and make them a signature player video from just that tournament.
Oh, easy.
Oh yeah,
you have the plays all ready to go.
You might have to make one of those old school top 10s.
Top 10. Wow, yeah, bro, a playoff top 10.
Troy's texting me on the side like, bro, you just added like 6 hours to my day.
No, I like that. Wow. I like that.
Yeah, but a top 10's collaborative, so like, I mean, like, Troy's gonna send it to a couple people and be like, "How do you feel?"
We are. Imagine a top 10 all time.
All time.
That'd be tough.
All time.
No, you have to do a top 20 all time or 30.
Even like a top 50 all time would be, and we'd slowly drop like a play at a time.
Yeah, maybe a top 50 all time.
Because we have.
Hey, put that comment up right there from Jimmy.
MVP.
Hey, what up? Well, bro.
Shout out to JP, kid. We got JP and JT in the building.
Guys.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
that was too funny. You pulled me to the side. Not even pulled me to the side. You like tapped me on the shoulder, like, "Yo, you see my little bros here?"
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Cam, you and Jimmy got one of my favorite little friendly rivalries going right now. I love it. It's like kind of like because you're like his OG. Like you're not
it's like the rookie
league, but you're Jimmy's OG. So I feel like you guys have that.
I feel like Cam is Kevin Garnett and Jimmy's Rondo.
Not bad.
They'd have to team up for that, though.
I like the comparison. I like KG.
It reminds me of like in baseball when they make the rookie wear like a Dora the Explorer backpack.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. This dude's reading your mind, Troy.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, if Roach is retiring, Cam." I'm guessing he meant to say Cam. Cam, what's the word? Lock in.
Will Jimmy be 21 by the start of next season?
I think
he needs to be buying his own beer. We can't have Cam buying his beer for him.
He's 21 right now.
Is he? I thought he was 20.
Yeah, no. He's 21 right now.
Everyone in UDL is 21.
21 right now. Reno.
I wish I was. I'll say that.
Right. Yeah, 30. Some are 31, but everyone's at least 21.
You said everyone in the UDL is 21. Yeah, I wish.
Speaking of partners, like Rochi getting switched up and everything, I think next year is going to be the landscape of UDL is going to look a lot different.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years or so, I feel like the teams have pretty much stayed steady. Like for 2 years in a row now, we've had the same partnerships sticking together. But next year, I think there's going to be a lot of switching, like a lot.
Well, I think switching is becoming cool in the league now. Like back in the day, that shit was like weird. Like you weren't loyal. I feel like if you wanted to just keep hopping, you know what I'm saying? Like people were like so loyal to their partner. I don't think they would ever even switch mid-season. But now I think it's normal. It's not uncommon to switch it up and then go back to your partner. So I feel like back in the day, nobody would ever switch and go back. If they switch, it was for good. Now people switch for a little bit, you know, like B-Gar and Umby, and then they link back up. So
if you're B-Gar, you win goddamn every championship every year. He couldn't stop winning this year, dude. That kid was on fire.
Yeah. He's nasty, bro.
Did you see his little customizable shirt at the playoffs for me?
Yeah.
Underappreciated.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he is. We said that. Did we say that?
Not anymore. Yeah. I was going to say, it's safe to say he's not underappreciated anymore. Gar is like, he's looked at as a top 5, 6, 7 player. Like, I don't know. He's up there. He's up there with the greats.
Gar had like his whatchamacallit, his Jason Tatum year. I feel like everyone was sleeping on Jason Tatum like he needed a championship. And then he got a championship, and now like watch Jason this year. And I feel like Gar was so nice, but like everybody was like, is it B-Gar and Umby? Or you know, are they individual players? And I feel like that's what's cool about switching partners, because now they were able to prove, like B-Gar was able to prove, like, yo, bro, like low key, like I can go to the finals with multiple people. So like I'm like that. So
So where do you think they'll end up? Do you think they'll end up maybe not even this year, but the following year, even 3 years down the line? Do you think they'll try to go and chase Lang and Jay Rich's titles, or do you think stay together? Or do you think they'll break up and go get new partners and really prove that
you take
they
this
can
one,
do multiple players?
Dude, honestly, I think they could. I mean, they bounce back and play 2-3 tourneys a year together, and they win 2-3 of them.
Yeah, right.
So,
well, that's what I'm saying. Are they going to go after Lang's 10?
B-Gar could get to 12 if he keeps winning with Umby and then winning with other partners. The same thing with Umby. Umby won with D-Hall.
How many does Gar have now?
I think he has 5 or
he had
6.
He had 4 after he beat me in the finals after tourney 2.
5.
I think he might have.
B-Gar has 5 or 6. Did he win one without Umby this year?
Yeah, he won.
And then how many? And then he won 2 with Umby this year, right?
One with Umbi, one with that. Umbi won one.
So they only won one as a partner this year.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, so Bigar got 5 rings. But if they
Why
won
does Umbi have 5 rings though? I'm looking at this.
Umbi won with D-Hall.
Umbi won with D-Hall, duh.
That's what it is. Yeah, Umbi won with D-Hall. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
And then they both got 2 playoff rings, which we don't technically count towards the UDL championships, but those are like bigger than that.
So they got 7.
But I think it's like it's Cam and Reno, you guys both have great points because like what Reno's saying, he's saying like J Rich and Langa have like to me that's 10 as a team.
Yeah.
Like so Langa could low key if one day Rich and Langa stop playing together for one reason, or like Jay Rich, those couple tourneys when he plays without Langa, if he was to win too, that's just adding to Jay Rich's individual. Yeah. So I feel like everyone got their individual, but like as a team, for you to get 10 with one person, we'll see if that happens again. I'm sure someone will be able to get 10 individually. But with one teammate, that's a lot of tourneys and a lot of grind with one person.
It's a lot of tourneys.
I think Bigar and Umbi are done as a partnership this year. I think Bigar really liked the success he had without Umbi, and I think it's kind of fueling him to continue that. And the way, if you want a prediction out of me of who they're going to team up with, I might go as far as to come up with one. I got Umbi and D-Hall next year, and I got Bigar and Jimmy Phipps.
That'd be crazy.
They both won championships. They're both winners.
Yeah, the 2 ring. That's who I got for.
You know what I see.
You're shaking your head. Who do you got then?
No, I think you're right, but you're so close. That's why I'm shaking my head. I'm like, Troy, like we already discussed this earlier. We already discussed the fact they're gonna play at least 3 tourneys together.
I don't doubt that they'll play a couple tourneys together, but this year they played more than 2. They played 5
if those
together.
3 tourneys are at Umbi's house, they win one of them.
No, but Reno asked if we think they're gonna be together next year, full time.
Yeah, I think so because the 3 tourneys that they play together, they'll probably stack more points than with another partner.
So when it's all said and done, you got Bigar and Umbi as a playoff team next year.
They're gonna do the same thing they did. They do it. They've been doing it.
See, I think the funny thing is it's not funny. It's like either one of the two between Bigar and Umbi, if they go and get a powerhouse, it's like a lateral move. It's almost like if they're gonna break up and not play together, they have to go get. Which I hate to say it, but like we know that they're both top 6 players, 7, 8 in the league. So no offense to anybody watching or whatever, but they have to go get someone that's not in the top 8. And honestly, we probably could rattle off top 8 right now, and we'd all be pretty close on the same page. So it's like I feel like they would have to almost go to like a top 10 to a top like 25 player rather than grab a top 8 player. Because if you break down the landscape, I'd find it hard to believe that even a top 6, a top 8 player is going to break up.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
No, I feel that.
Yeah. That's why I feel like with them together, because they're so good on their own, when you put the 2 together, they're going to have more points as a team when compared to the partner they have opposite to the other. So
how about a sneaky Bigar and JT Bain pairing next year? We know JT he's a free agent. I would JT Bain. Yeah.
There's at least one possibility.
JT Bain?
There's at least one possibility that I'm playing with one of them for a tourney next year.
Umbi or Bigar?
Umbi or Bigar.
Schedule hasn't even came out.
Yeah, there's at least one. We talked about it at playoffs after Rochi told me he was retiring. But
really?
It's all speculation until it's said.
Wait, so Bigar, I'm gonna have to talk to Bigar, man. This dude needs a UDL documentary. What is he doing? Is he like, is he LeBron James?
Well,
Is he
we did the
giving
decision.
everybody a ring? Like, what's good with B-God for real?
What if I told you?
We did the decision with Cam.
Yo, B-God about to win with 3 different franchises. Like, what's up with B-God, bro? What's up with B-God, bro?
Yeah.
So I will say this. I know that what it sounds like, Brandon and I, unless anything changes in the next couple of months, will play together. But he mentioned that if a top 6 player asks him to play, I will be the first one to sit here and say that if one of the two, because I look at them as top 6, if Bigar or Ambi asked Brandon to play, I'd put my hands back and I'd allow that to happen. Brandon had such a good year. It would suck for me, but I wouldn't hold a grudge against Brandon for that.
If Ty did that to me, I would be devastated and hurt and betrayed.
Well, you're saying if Ty did that to you, are you saying that if Ty did that to you and Brandon did that? Because give me a call if that's the case.
I was gonna say, hey, if Brandon does, you got my phone number. If Brandon leaves you.
I'm just saying, like, I get Ombi and Bigar wanting to play with other guys because they've already experienced that win together. They grinded, they got it, they're there, they've been there, done that. You and Brandon have been working too hard, too long to just not. Like, you got once you get one, then sure, Brandon can listen for a top 6. But I feel like you guys got to do that for yourself.
You guys are right there.
I know.
Me and Ty got to win a ring, and then maybe I'll play with someone else for fun one day. But I'm locked.
Right.
You and Brandon were MVP conversations. First 2 tinies. What's up?
Yeah, we were lighting it up.
What are you talking about? What is all this top 6, top 8, top 10? Talk. That's why I like what Kevin talking about over there saying he's 1, 2, and 3. Like, come on, bro. What we talking about top 6?
I don't even have the comments.
Who's top 10? It changes every year. So if you want to be top 6, you can be top 6. All you got to do is beat the people who you think is in the top 6. You feel me? Take that spot. It's like boxing, bro. You got all the contenders like UFC. You feel me? You want that spot? Go ahead and get it. B-Guard, we're not even on people's radar when they first came to the league. It took them a couple years, and they damn near the face of it. Cam Roach, same thing. Kev and JT, same thing. The Beretti, same thing. You feel me? Like Reno and Brandon, same thing. Troy and Ty, like these weren't teams when Lang and Jay was first started.
Yeah.
You mean?
It does take some time. And even look at Drew Beretti, what he's done now. Obviously, Torres and Kev, we talk about it all the time. The story of their career could get a documentary in their own right too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of Reno was a 1 and 8 guy for the start of his career until he became what he is now. Like it takes time sometimes to just find it.
2 and 14.
I just think everybody's nasty now. I think everyone's nasty.
Reno.
Me and LeBlanc had a rough upbringing.
He said 2 and 14. Actually.
Throw back to LeBlanc. Shout out LeBlanc.
LeBlanc.
All right, let me pull up the first award because I'm curious for your guys' opinions on this one right here.
Favorite part of the year. We talk awards.
Who on earth are we giving this to?
Oh man.
All 5 of these guys. And before I get your takes, I want to just tell you why each of these guys has a legitimate case for winning this shit. Drew Beretti, I mean, come on. Drew Beretti went from no offense, nobody to a finalist in the playoffs. Like, and he's been in the league for like 2-3 years now, and like he became a name now.
You went from Beretti's brother to Drew Beretti. Like, come on now.
For real.
It's Drew Beretti now, G.
It's an honor.
Like, what's up? And then
John
me, like, I was gonna say John Coco too.
John Coco doubled the more than what's more than double? Like 2.5 times his points from last year, and he cut his self points in half. So if you're trying to tell me that John Coco didn't improve from last year, you're out of your mind, because that dude got significantly better. And the stats don't even show defense, because his defense is like so much better than it was last year. He got hands now.
That's bro. That's wild. 2.5.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had 10 points last year. He has 25 this year.
God
He
damn,
definitely
bro.
missed a couple too.
And
Oh,
he
yeah.
missed some points, yeah. And his self points went from 1.86 a game to 1.16. So he dropped significantly in that department. So like that's an improvement if you ask
That
me.
changed the game.
Big time. Big time. That changes everything. And that's why he started finding more success this year. He started picking up more wins because the self points were down, the points were up, the defense is up. It's just an all around good formula for John. And once he teams up full time with Noah next year, I think that's a deadly duo. Like that could be a team. That could be like the new Reno and Brandon, like that kind of under the radar team that comes in and makes big noise.
I like that. I like that team a lot.
All right.
J Dav. I mean, J Dav has been in the league for this is his third year now.
Yeah.
And he made his first All-Star game this year, so this was his first time qualifying as an All-Star. He had some monster tourneys, and his defense just keeps getting better and better as well.
J-Dab's nasty, bro. He just passes the eye test for improvement-wise this year, too, because just watching Jay play, you can see he has, like, a high intensity. Like, my boy's out there really, like, impressing everyone. So, good year for Jay on the defensive end, I feel like, as well. Like, making a lot of plays. Like, a lot of plays. And I feel like he's healthy this year, too. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what's up. Aquaman.
He has one defensive move that I still don't understand to this day. He drops to like a goalie's butterfly and makes the play, dude.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind every time how he gets like that low. Like, yeah, you see other people get low, but like the big guys, where it's either a dive or you got to catch it standing up. And he just drops like it's nothing.
Yeah. That's a good point. He does have a really nice. I'd call that a signature move by him.
Yeah, that's like
no one else really does it the way he does it.
If you see that move brought out, it's caught. Don't ask if it dropped.
Yeah, seriously. Then you got Haas, and Haas is an interesting one because Haas has been on the MIP ballot before, so he already shown improvement like in his career, and this year he just took it to a whole new level. And let me tell you some of the stats that back this up. Last year, he had an off year last year. He didn't make it to as many tourneys. He averaged 1.13 points per game, which was one of his worst years he's had. He follows it up this year, 2.67 points per game. Is good for second in the entire league in points per game.
Bounce back.
That's a great bounce back.
He had a bounce back year.
Bounce back.
So he went from 2 years ago. I'll start actually in 2021. He had 22 points. Followed that up in 22 with 49 points. So that was when he made his first MIP ballot appearance. He jumped. He made a big jump. Then last year he had his bad year. He only had 9 points in 8 games. Like that's bad. Has no offense. And then he follows that up this year, 32 points in only 12 games, which is just mind-boggling. Like that's a big stat right there.
Great stat.
Love seeing Haas at the tourneys too. Oh, the way he plays so happy. So like, it's like nonchalant, but not nonchalant. Where he's just like happy, go lucky, like happy to be here, and it's just like it makes the day better. It really does.
Yeah, but he'll show some intensity too. Like when he needs to, Haas will start flexing on you and getting.
Oh, he'll lock in. See, I've seen it happen. Locking in.
Reno, you like Haas?
They play more low key. I feel like they would be on a lot more people's minds too, like low key.
Oh yeah.
Haas and Jay played together, right?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, they're partners. They had a good year too. When one of them could make it, the other one couldn't. Sometimes I think they only got 3 tourneys as a team together this year.
Yeah.
But when they did, they looked good. They've knocked me and Ty out of a tourney. I think tourney 2 or 3. They beat us and knocked us out. So never a team you can sleep on.
Tourney 2, dude. They've had me and Rochi in the ringer, dude. They went up like 5-2 on us. We came back. Then they took it to overtime, and I think we beat them by like it was like 9-7. But I was like, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, that because in years past that wouldn't have been a team you might have been worried about, but now it has to be. Like when you get that team, you're not going in there anymore like, oh yeah, let's go. Like I got Haas. Like that, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Finally,
we got
Brandon, another guy who made his first All-Star appearance this year. Brandon, check out Brandon's stats. He actually had exactly 52 points in 2022, and then he had exactly 52 points again in 2023 in almost the same amount of games, 25 games, 26 games. So almost exactly the same stats. He follows it up this year with 35 games and 88 points, which means his points per game went from 2.0 to 2.51, which is top 5 in the league. So Brandon improved.
Dirty.
And he made his first
that boy Dirty.
His first playoff appearance, his first All-Star game, like I said. I mean, Brandon went off. His shot, and we already talked about his bodies a little earlier, some of the best in the league.
It was an honor to play with him this year. He had a hell of a year, especially get to it later, but he is in the Opoy conversation. A lot of times we'd be fighting for a point and, he'd go get that clutch one. I might have to wear his bucket hat to the award show if he's up for 2 awards.
Yeah, if he ever gets inducted into the Hall of Fame someday, it'll be this Bermuda pink tank top that goes up into the rafters. Does
that say Bermuda or be murder?
Might be murder.
Every time I look at that shirt, I'm dyslexic, so like I fast read it and I see my Xbox name.
It's funny that JT goes in and says he got Brandon and Drewski. That's easy enough to say, but I mean, only one guy takes home the plaque, so I would like a little bit specific there. And I'll give you time to think because I'm gonna put Reno and Cam on the spot here first. Who you guys got grabbing this award?
Cam go first. I'm looking at the numbers.
All right. Dude, this is tough. 2 former partners that obviously I seen them in the beginning, played with them side by side. Obviously, they're both great players now. Yeah. And they were good.
These are your boys, right? These are your 2 partners in your rookie year.
My 2 partners and my boy, Coco. And then one of my all-star picks, Drew. I got 2 all-star picks on this board, too.
Wow.
I think at the high rate that Drew sent his game, like his game went from, all right, he's got the defense, his toss is there, but he's not putting it all together. And I don't know when he hit that stride, but he hit that stride this season. And the improvement over such a short season, like we get it. You can play in the backyard. You can play all these other, like you play at house parties, whatever. But his escalation to where he is now from where he began when I saw him is remarkable. So I'm going to go with Drew as my pick for this award.
Can't go wrong here.
Reno?
It's tough because I do think Drew and Brandon, you could make a very tough case for both of them. I'd love to see Brandon win Opoy, but we've all been here before, and we know that if he were to win MIP, that he probably is not going to win Opoy. So it's hard because you have to have your picks ready and you have to be paying attention. It's tough.
Before you finish, I can tell you this though: there is no rule that says you cannot win 2 awards in a year.
Okay,
it hasn't happened in a while. It only happened once, actually, back in 2019. Scott Pulak won both the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Hasn't happened since, but there's nothing saying that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe I was confused in the you're only allowed on 2 ballots.
That is the thing. Yeah, you'll only find yourself on 2 ballots because we have some guys that could be on all 5 of them for all we know. I mean, I guess it's not Rookie of the Year, but like there's some guys that could be on every ballot.
Well,
Go ahead and finish. Sorry I cut you off.
No, you're fine. I think that with, like I said, that I think that if he wins MIP, I don't think he's going to win Opoy, and I agree with that. I'm going to go with Brandon, and I do think when we get to that point that Brandon's going to come in second for Opoy, even though we will really never know who did technically come in second. But I'm going to take Brandon on this one. To go from 53 to 85 points, that's from like top 15 in the league to like top 5 in scoring. So and top 5 average per game. So I'm gonna have to stick with my guy. It's hard not to go with him.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
It's a good pick. I mean, I can't be mad at any of these guys getting it. It's tough to not root for all of those guys.
Kev made his pick here. He said that Drew is a bottom contender and came in this season balling. Brandon been that since last season. He just improved even more.
Okay. So it sounds like everybody's talking about Drewski and Brandon, huh? That's the consensus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see it from there's also the recency bias too, that like you just saw Drew perform in the playoffs. You just saw Brandon perform in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Like those are two guys that are performing at a high level for not only 8 tourneys, but the playoffs too, which is at the end of the day, the end goal.
Yep.
If this was a 10 or I'm gonna say this, if this was a 10 or a 12 tournament season, you could see both Drew Beretti and Brandon absolutely be in the MVP conversation. If they had a little bit more time to keep going, there's a good chance that those guys could be in MVP conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They weren't horses.
Then that would be a really tough decision because then you'd have to knock off 2 guys that should be on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. We already extended it to 5. It used to be 4 people on the nominees, and it's like, damn, we got to show more love. So we go 5, and even then I feel like I'm pinching, trying to make cuts last second to create the 5. Like I want to have 10 people on there, but it's an exclusive list. So if you find yourself on these lists, be very honored because like there's a lot of thought that goes into these.
Oh yeah, even the nomination.
Just sleepers that get left off.
I told Reno. I texted Reno after I dropped the Depoy nominees with our rough draft, and it had Reno on the Depoy ballot. Before we talked a little more and realized it's kind of crazy to not have, I forget who we missed on there, but it was someone that we're like, they won a few rings, they got to be on there. So we ended up taking Reno off and I think it was J Rich. We put J Rich on. I texted Reno just to be like, yo, this is how highly we think of your defense.
Yeah.
That we had you on the rough draft of the Depoy ballot. So don't think that we don't think you're not an elite defender.
Snob.
Reno's nasty. I don't know. I haven't seen Reno in a minute. I don't know how he's doing, but he's nice, bro. Like he's like that. Like you said.
There's 5 dogs on that, but I definitely said I don't make the flashy plays, but I'll keep us in it defensively. I'll say that.
You make a good amount of flashy plays too with that length, wingspan. You reach guys that a lot of guys don't reach.
Just takes a while to get down there. Dice almost touching the ground.
Yeah, you and Denellen, you guys slow-mo the dice. I don't even understand how you make it there. It's mad funny. Rookie of the year.
Look at this.
The year. Look at this squad right here. Kind of a slept on group. This is like this might not be thought of as one of the elite rookie classes, but I mean, it brought us some guys that I see being in the UDL, guys and girls, that I see being in the UDL for a while and making noise for a while. Like, I feel like it's a class that's going to stay consistent.
TP is probably my favorite on this list.
TP, I'm pretty sure if you check the numbers, TP was like one of the most accurate guys in the league.
TP's
which you would, with a blind eye, you would watch his game and you wouldn't even realize that, but he barely misses the table.
Yeah.
People sleep on TP because he ain't have a consistent partner. Like people stealing his partner, this, that, and the other people dropping out of the tourney. You know what I mean? Running one tourney with him. So I feel like if TP was to get a consistent partner, we would see more of him.
TP, in my eyes, definitely is going to end up on that most improved ballot next year. If he sticks with it.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen her feet? She kicks FIFA with her eyes closed, like consistently and accurately. So, and then Brian Coco with Matt Russell and Phipps. They came on the scene this year, like Troy said, and they're here to last. You feel me? Like these three players right here, they're really, like showed their worth. We saw Sam, and Timmy ball out previous to this year, but shout out to the three boys running up their first year like some vets.
Matt Russell, shout out Matt Russell, because that dude is one of hold up. Oh, never mind. I thought someone else just popped into the scene here. Matt Russell.
Langa,
right? Langa just pops in.
Crazy.
So Matt Russell led all the rookies in points this year with 44 points. And he also led all rookies with, actually not only all rookies, all players in the UDL with the lowest self-point percentage. So per game, he only throws 0.24. And this isn't just same sides. This isn't just FIFA tosses. This is taking both of those and combining them. He only throws 0.24 per game, which is crazy. Like that's easily number one.
That's crazy.
So Matt Russell, not only is he accurate, he's scoring a lot of points as well. We've seen a few of his defensive highlights on the UDL page already, but Matt Russell can play.
Beast.
Dog.
But then you got to give me.
You're gonna give me my flowers on Matt Russell.
What?
You remember that conversation we had? It was like it had to have been Turney 2. And I was like, that kid I like for rookie of the year. I had to ask you first. I was like, is he a rookie? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, I like him for rookie of the year.
See how you had to ask if he was a rookie, right?
Because he wasn't playing
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They came out here playing like some vets. And like it's not easy to be involved in a league like this and perform so early, and B, just have the confidence to feel like you can. You know what I mean? So in order to be good, you can't be discouraged. And I think the 5 nominees that we're looking at made their name, and they made their name quickly. So that's why we noticed them, and we're going to continue to grow.
I mean, Brian Coco showed how electric he's going to be throughout his whole career early. Turney 1, I think he starts screaming, shoving Matt Russell. Like he just bodies Matt. That's their celebration, is him beating the absolute living shit out of Matt every time they do something good. He just checks him. Like, he should be a hockey player. He absolutely bodies Matt.
Already plunking.
He brings so much electricity, so much intensity. He's one of my favorite guys in the league by far. For that reason, like first, he's always just in a good mood. He's always upbeat and appreciative of everything. But like just the way he plays, the intensity he brings to the game, it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal.
They're both throwing this up.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
That's their team right there.
But then you got that dude right there in the middle of the screen, the one wearing a fucking UDL championship belt. So it's like, can you discount that? That's the question, because there's a guy with a ring. There's a guy that led it in stats. There's a guy that led it in vibes. There's a girl that led it in. But she looks the best out of the 5 of these.
Let's not stay here and say Jimmy's stats are pedestrian though.
No, not in the slightest. Jimmy's stats
are not. So very solid. Jimmy Phipps. In my opinion, you don't see a lot of rookies win. The rookies who do win, you don't forget about them.
Yeah, you really don't. You don't see a lot of rookies.
His rookie year, like for real, he's in an elite company, with players who have gone on to win multiple after. So shout out to Jimmy Phipps for succeeding so early, and sky's the limit for everybody that's nominated here. Like I said, but Jimmy Phipps, he's already won wicked early, so that's impressive.
We've said enough. Cam, who you got?
It's so tough. I think it comes down to, I truly believe it comes down to two guys. Obviously, all 5 of these nominees, great players. They're in the league for a reason, and they keep up. They play well. They keep up. Mm-hmm. They all have a strong side to their game. I think it does come down to Jimmy and Matt, though. I really do. Mm-hmm. And the championship, it's nice. It really makes you look one step ahead. But Russell's stats, that self-point percentage, that changes every part of the game. You're not giving up FIFAs. You're not playing defense against yourself. Right. You're not only helping your teammate, you're helping yourself individually, but as a team, you don't hurt your team. You have no downside when you have that. You don't add another stress to the game. Because I know during the playoffs, I made a phenomenal diving play, got up, went to go throw, immediately threw a FIFA, gave it right back.
I do it all the time.
You can't do that. And with Matt, you obviously don't have to worry about that.
He's like CJ Stroud. How many picks CJ Stroud threw his rookie year?
Not a lot.
Like 2?
I think like 2.
3? With like 20 to 30 touchdowns. Matt Russell is accurate. Yeah, vets still struggle with that. Facts, bro. That's not easy. And I feel like that's something that you either have or you got to work on, because without stats, you might not even notice that about your game. These stats are making people notice when they're missing table or same side. You feel me? So good for Matt to have that clean cut, like accuracy early on in his career.
Yeah. Well, it takes away the whole, like the FIFA King category. It takes away the JTs, the Roccos, the Langs, the Umbies, the Big. It takes those guys that can FIFA. Mm-hmm. It takes one whole section of their game that you've seen it time and time again. I could probably name on my hand how many clutch FIFAs they all have against me.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's one of the strongest parts of their game. So you taking that away, you're taking out top 10 guys that are top 3 in FIFA.
Well, you got Reem. You got Reem.
So I would say that going into, well, first off, they played together, which doesn't matter. In the Rising Stars, they won together, and that's when we both knew that they were legit. And then I believe the following tournament is when Jimmy won, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. So going into All-Star Weekend, I think that Matt Russell had it in a chokehold. I think after walking out of tourney 6, I think Jimmy Phipps hopped on top. I think if you ask me, I think Jimmy won Rookie of the Year this year, but he held on to it by just that much. If you look at their stats, Matt does have more points per game, has more points overall. I don't know how many tournaments were played there, but I do value that ring, and especially in year 1. I understand that who his partner was with that ring, but it's really hard for me to not appreciate a championship in your first year. So I'm taking Jimmy Phipps.
I don't even think it matters that. I know you mentioned we all know who his partner was. I don't think that the fact that he played with someone as strong as Bigar should take anything away, because, I mean, there's so many strong players in the league. It's not like whoever Bigar plays with each time is just like, oh, they're probably going to make the finals.
Right, I agree. Because if he really was a problem to Bigar, they would have been out of the tournament, before the top 5. So I can't agree more. Yeah.
Oscar the Grouch. You feel me? A spade's a spade. Like, if you're ass, you're ass. If you're trash, you're trash. So, you can't just go take a homeless man off the street and we ever played die before and pull up and win a tournament. So, Jimmy Fitz, let me tell you something about Jimmy Fitz. He earned it. But, like Reno said, if he was to win without Bigar, maybe if he won with one of his other partners, then like, oh my God, you'd be like, yo, there's no way Matt takes the Rookie of the Year from him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because you understand that he carried the team to the ring. So like I feel like it would mean more if he was the best player on his team, but it doesn't take nothing away from him in that because people don't win their first year. They don't. They just don't. And that's just not what happens.
Beretti got Jimmy. He thinks that ring holds a lot of weight, but shout out Matty Russ. Our next award to bring up is maybe my favorite award this year because of how close it's going to be. The offensive.
This one, dude, I can't. You're first this time, Reno. You're first this time. Bro, this one is so.
I'll take first, unless he wants to break down each player.
I can give you a little backstory behind why each of these guys was nominated. I mean, if you start with Beretti is one of the most explosive scorers in the league this year. He's top 6 in points on the season. He had how many DTs? Beretti had a ton of DTs this year. He led the league with 7 DTs, which that might be a record all time. I don't know if anyone's ever had 7 DTs in a season. That's kind of crazy. His self points were tiny. His self points went from 1.0 last year to 0.43. So he spliced his self points in half. I mean, Beretti, everyone knows how deadly that toss is. And 7 DTs, you can't even overcount because that's just an uncatchable dice. Unless you're playing Rocco, no one catches DTs. That's like almost 100% guarantee of a point.
No, yeah.
Unless you're playing Rocco, of course, and he'll somehow catch it and annoy the shit out of you.
When he caught that shit, I was like, "There's no way,
bro."
He was against me, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think he caught one against you and one against the Berettis. He was going crazy. Kev has a very good chance to make a back-to-back Opoi run. Kev put up 76 points this year, which was good for 2.24 points per game. He had 5 DTs in his own right. Last year he had 6. This year he had 5. So he's a guy that's all around the edges of the table.
11 in the past 2 years.
Anybody notice Kev's been doing a lot more belly catches this year?
It's in the bag. That's why. It's in the bag. Break it out. Come on.
My
favorite
player.
My favorite player.
You need a bigger jersey, dog.
Kev's FIFA tosses are down from last year. He had 0.7 last year, only 0.62 this year. So I mean, Kev's still a dog. That offense is still his biggest threat, as good of a defender as he improved to be this year too. But it's his offense, like the farthest throw in the league, maybe the most deadly every time it hits. It's just tough to face. Yeah, and you got a guy like Rocco here. The guy right in the middle of the screen there.
Wait, yeah, you're going fast though, because I feel like Kev, like who leads in plunks this year? Like, is it gotta be? Is it Kev?
He does. No, Kev didn't have any plunks this year. That was last year. He had 4 last year. It's just Piner this year with the plunks.
Kev be Splashdown too. That's another thing that he's one of the only UDL players. It didn't happen this year, but to plunk twice in a game. So like Kev is dangerous. He shoots from Mars, and I feel like it's tough to catch his dice unless you get lucky with where you're standing. And now just to touch on JT, I mean Beretti's nasty every year at offense, and I feel like at this point he's Kevin Durant. Like this dude is an offensive player of the year nominee damn near every season. So like the 2 guys we just went by literally do this shit, and they do it consistently every year. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's in their bag.
Those are the boys.
Big bag, yo.
You want to talk about a UDL legend? You got the guy in the middle of the screen right there, Rob McClafferty, and Rocco had his best. I don't think people really think of Rocco as an offensive player, and this year they should, because he put up the 5th most points all time in UDL history this year. He was only the 5th player to ever reach 100 points in a season, triple digits. It's only been done by Roach twice, Lang twice, and J. Rich once. So Rocco is now the 4th person to ever do it.
Damn.
Crazy.
Last year he had 77 points. This year he had 100. Last year he had a 0.86 self-point percentage. This year he's down to 0.59.
Whoa.
Last year he averaged 2.14 points per game. This year he's up 0.3. He's up to 2.44. So he really took off scoring. And it's funny because years ago when him and Zill first teamed up, Zill was the scorer of that team, and Zill put up points in bunches and earned himself his own offensive player of the year that year. He was on the ballot and went up and won that award. And now I feel like the roles are a little reversed, and Zill's relied on more for his defense, and Rocco's the guy that's getting him a lot of these points.
No. I think overall his year in general, we got a full healthy year from him, which was good to see. And it kind of had, I'm trying to think of NBA comparison I was thinking of, where you know what you're getting, but it gets better every time.
LeBron.
I was trying to stay away from
LeBron. His field goal percentage and his 3-point percentage, it gets better every year, just like Rocco, same side percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just went over.
Like he's not missing. He's not causing himself to have to play defense or Zilly to play defense. And if we learned one thing from last year, he struggled with throwing short. He would throw just over that line. And don't get me wrong, when that dice would hit just over that line, you were not making that play. It was either rocketing past you or hitting you with a rollback that you can't get to. But you saw the changes he made. He started hitting more middle, but still hitting that inside, close to the line. I think he does have a very good shot at taking this award home. Obviously, we have 2 more demons on the board with JT and Brandon, but this is a tough one, dude.
I like that you mentioned his same size last year because I kind of forgot about that until I'm looking at his stats. He led the league last year in same sides, throwing the most same sides, 22. And he played 5 extra games this year. He played 36 games last year, 41 this year, led the league in games played. 10 same sides this year. So he dropped from 22 to 10, and he gained 5 games. So Rocco's, you're right, he did make big adjustments to his toss, and it definitely paid off. And even the year before that, I mentioned last year he was 2.14. The year before that, when Zill won Opoi, 1.8. Rocco averaged 1.8 points per game. And then it got a little better last year, 2.14. And now he's up to 2.44, which is good for, what is that in the league? That's 7th in the league in points per game. So, like, that's tough.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's right there. Or is it the plunk leader you got here? JT Torres. I already mentioned you led the league in plunks. And he was never seen as a plunk guy. I think, yeah. This was his 5th season. His first 4, he had 0 career plunks. He had one in the All-Star game 2021. But 4 plunks this season to lead the league, 3 DTs, 87 points, 2.35 points per game. A good self-point percentage, his lowest in 4 years, 0.62 self-points. Just a really good – and another guy that throws from as far as you can possibly throw from, and that shot is just deadly. I hate playing that. Say that again?
I said that they throw from like a year and a half out.
Oh, seriously?
I hate playing them as well because you get one type of toss from JT where you're going to get the off the side rollbacks. And with Kev, dude, you're playing completely different. You're getting deep off the side, or you're playing cover 3 and you got to cover 3 deep zones because the dice is going to shoot past you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to guard, hard to adjust for. I mean, hard to prepare for, because even when I play JT and Kev, I kind of want to play more middle so I can be ready for those shots right up the middle. But they don't always do that. They do it like 75% of the time.
Yeah.
So and if you're not in the position towards the middle to be ready for those 75%, you're not going to get any of them. So you kind of have to be You have to cheat middle a little bit, but then they'll have those 25% that shoot right back, and they're there for the body, and it's just tough to play against.
I'll dunk on all these niggas though. Nah, for real. Just play back middle. Kevin, play back middle. JT, good luck. Kevin, play back middle. I feel like Kevin's toss is so strong. Like, bro, like if you don't play back middle, you'll never get it. Like Troy said, like I don't even think you'll have a chance at running over there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you have to play middle with Kevin's toss. JT's toss though, it's not as predictable. But like Kevin's toss, it's mad accurate. It's just banging and going like 100 miles at you, bro.
That's crazy to hear those self point percentage between Kevin and JT at like 0.7, 0.6. They're in the bocce pit every single throw between both of them. So if they throw it short, they cannot get there if it goes to one side. That's pretty impressive.
You're gonna have to have a good bounce to get to grab the short.
That would be an interesting stat. I kind of wish we had that, but it's too late now to know how many of your same sides you recover as a team. Like how many times you throw same but catch it.
I'd probably say about half, roughly.
For an average player, but like what if there's a team that you wouldn't even realize that they throw three same sides per game as a team, but maybe they only actually allow like 0.2 because they catch them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last guy before I get your predictions, guy like Brandon. Brandon, top 5 in a few of these key offensive stats. That's why he found himself on this list, deservingly so. He was 4th in the league in points with 88 points. He was 5th in the league in points per game with 2.51. He had 3 DTs. He had a nice self-point percentage, 0.51. And he's just consistent. He barely threw any FIFA tosses this year. His FIFAs were way down. He had a monster offensive season. And Reno, you benefited from that quite a bit because you were watching him score all these points.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, looking for a big point, he'd bring it, I mean, look at that. I think it was game 1 of the Rocco Zill series in the playoffs. He had 5 points to set up a dub, Like I said, obviously we don't count playoffs towards awards, but it just, for an example wise, that just goes to show you like the type of player he was, biggest, biggest game of the series is the first one. You want the first one, and he goes up there and throws, 5 points in the first game. That's impressive.
It's a nice back to have.
6?
6 points, 6 bodies, yeah.
Damn.
Sheesh.
He went off.
He's nasty. Like what needs to be said? There's not a lot that needs to be said about the 5 people we're looking at because they're consistent, bro. So to even get on this list, you got to do it every tourney, like because the people who have these like little spurts, they're not gonna be top 5 when it comes to nominees for offensive player of the year. So all these players, every single tourney, like every day, damn near, like when they pull up, they're scoring. So like these are snipers for real,
shooters.
They really get it done. They get those points for their team and they hold it down. And it's hard when you play someone that's as good as these guys because they keep the pressure on you the entire game and your defense really got to be on point. So shout out to everybody that's nominated for this award because they keep the defenders on their toes 24/7.
Ken, you said you making Reno pick first this time?
Reno's got first this time because I'm still thinking, dude.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not going to give you like a 1 through 5. We're not going to go there. I think that it would be 1 and then everyone would be 2.
Okay.
It's just that tough But I do think that when I think about if Rocco walked out of here without the old boy, it would kind of be a little crazy. What was he, 2nd in points this year? Yeah. First, or only 2 people hit 100. He hit 100. Numbers were down. I toyed with, because he's in the MVP ballot, right?
He is, yep.
I toyed with him winning MVP. We'll get to that later. Obviously, it doesn't matter. You can win 2, but I think that this year it's way too tight for the Opoy and the MVP to be the same person. So I got to go with Rocco on this one. It's hard to not go with, honestly, like I said, all 4 of them. Beretti had his best year, no doubt. Kev kept up exactly where he left off last year as Opoy. Torres leading the league in plunks and just doing what Torres does consistently year in, year out now. And then, Brandon absolutely having his best year like Beretti. Impossible, but I think Rocco clipping 100 this year wins my Opoy.
Respect. I like that pick.
Gang.
I like that
great explanation.
Thank you.
Beretti, no surprise, has Beretti. He says league leader in BT, second in plunks, 6 in points, 5th in same side, and lowest percentage. It's got to be me.
I feel you, bro. That's a good case.
I think Reno hit it on the head, though. I mean, it's tough to look away from Robbie being the Opoy. I mean, stats don't lie. But hey, Beretti with the last minute sway. He was trying to get the vote. I agree though with Reno that I did take a little poke at seeing what it would be like if Robbie was the MVP. I went through it, but it's tough.
I love how you guys are doing this. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to y'all, bro.
So tough. Kev back to back would be crazy. Plunk leader, FIFA king, Opoy.
Right. That'd be a hardware season for Torres.
Beretti bounced. He's in the playoffs.
Torres had his best year, though.
Like crazy. Yeah. Brandon jumping 35 points.
Right.
What?
It was an easy. Honestly, it was kind of an easy 5 to pick for Opoy. Like these 5 represent offense in the UDL.
That's what I'm saying.
They're all efficient players. That's one of the things that there's some guys that score points in bunches, but for Opoy, if you're a guy that kind of has a lot of self points, I don't know if you can be offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Even though you score a lot of points, but you score on yourself too. Like an offensive player of the year is a guy that limits his self points and scores a lot at the same time.
That assist to turnover ratio.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Facts.
All right. 2 more awards. The next one.
This is the best award? Yeah, it is.
Depoy. And I like this one because I don't even got to go digging for any stats because we all know how these guys play.
Wow.
Defense has nothing to do
what
with
the hell am I looking at? Wow.
You got Cam Green.
This ballot is crazy.
Yeah, this 5 is elite. This 5 is elite. You got the reigning MVP there. Cam Green led the league in. I guess if there is a stat, it's diving plays. Not that diving plays is the telltale sign for defense, but you led the league in diving plays with 52. Sheesh.
Nasty.
Zilly right next to you.
Dirty.
Zilly was second in the league in diving plays with 43. We've seen Zill all over the highlight reel for 5 years now on the UDL Instagram. Zill makes some of the craziest plays ever, and this year was no different for him.
Can we confirm that Zill has health insurance? That boy needs to go see a chiropractor. Because, dog, I don't know. You was watching the games, obviously, Troy. Did you see that play when he jumped through the leg?
Yeah,
like he literally had the smallest place spot between Drew Beretti's body and the leg of the table, and he jumped through the leg, bro. Literally hit the can from underneath the table because he moved the entire leg.
Yeah, for real.
And caught the dice. He caught it.
Yeah. Shout out JR. You're right. He definitely does not have health insurance. And if he does,
he probably doesn't.
Mazzilli's probably the most athletic guy in the league.
Yeah.
The way he moves, the way he dives, like all that, no doubt.
Thanks.
If it's not Zill, it could be the 2-time defensive player of the year, Justin Richards. Last year, he took a year off from the Depoy crown, but then he came back this year and won a couple rings, including one without Lang for the first time in his career. He picked up a ring with Rocco. Just a cool season for J. Rich. I liked the way he played his defense. He actually he made more diving plays than I've seen him make in a while. Like he was getting dirty this year, and he has some cool highlight plays that he usually doesn't have that he had this year.
Jay Rich is just Jay Rich, man. Like, when isn't Jay Rich going to be a top defensive player in the league? That's what he does. He doesn't drop dice. It's Jay Rich.
I feel like with
Jay Rich.
Yeah, I feel like with this conversation too, like the defensive player of the year category is like there's true stats like diving plays, feet, body, whatever else you count towards defense, like making the right decision, being in the right position. But when you watch, I genuinely think I'll even take myself out of this conversation. If you take just those 4, when you watch them play, you know those dice aren't hitting the ground on there. You know, like that if they don't get to a dice, it had to be nearly impossible to catch.
Mm-hmm.
You can include yourself in there.
No, I
seriously.
All 5 of these guys, everyone at home, don't play. That shit's not touching the dirt. And they don't like it as close to the damn ground. That shit will be like, and then go, scoop a whole pile of spit with the dice. They don't give a damn. Fingernails filled with ants. They don't give a damn. Not around here, bro. Not around here, bro. Not up in here, bro. Mm-mm.
If you don't like any of those 3 guys we mentioned there, which if you don't, you're crazy, then maybe your pick is Sean Roach, the reigning defensive player of the year.
Yo, is Roach's picture edited? This dude looks suave. This picture low key is the lighted he had. Why does it look like HD as shit? His photo's dumb HD. Holy shit, that's a good ass camera. Shout out Roach, whoever took that picture, bro. He didn't have that anymore.
Some of the plays Roachy makes literally leave you scratching your head. Like some of the more unorthodox ways to catch it too. He'll use his knees. He'll get low to the ground and usually swipe down. I don't think I've seen anyone swipe down as low to the ground as Roach does.
Facts.
Because usually if I swipe down, it's like I'm high up. I don't get low and then do it. I don't know how he does it, and he almost punches the ground at the end after he catches it. Like it's impressive, and it baffles me every time I see it. But I see it off like 4 or 5 times a turning, so it shouldn't baffle me.
One of my favorite plays. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say one of my favorite plays. It's got to be top 3 all time in UDL is when the die's just bouncing off you and Roach like 7 times. I think it was season Biz, and he just comes out of nowhere and snatches it. Like that's just defining who he is.
Last year at Fennell's house.
Yeah, that was insane.
He made a play. I think it was either tourney 8 or during the playoffs. I'm in the video in the background, and I'm sitting there because I thought it hit the ground.
Like this.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I was in utter shock that he caught it. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, I think I zoomed in on your face on that play.
Yeah.
One of the highlight reels. There's he makes the play, and then it just zooms in on your face on the other side of the table, and you're like, "What?"
I couldn't believe it.
And that's pretty much everyone's face as they watch Roach play die. Is a lot of jaws dropped because he makes plays that you just don't see. You don't see that.
Roach can do this shit in jeans too. Like
he did it in skin jeans in his debut.
This dude will pull up looking like a school substitute teacher. You know what I'm saying? And we'll shit on you and die, bro. Like, I did not. I remember that first turning. I'm looking at this guy like, yo, does he know what he's walking into with them jeans on? You know what I'm saying?
Top 5.
The thing is, I don't think he did know what he was walking into. I don't think anyone told him exactly what he's getting into. But after turning 1, he realized what the deal was. He
like when you see someone do what you're doing, but they're doing what you're doing in jeans. Like you see someone pull up to the basketball court, dunk the basketball in jeans. I can't even dunk. He goes to pull up, dunk in jeans. You feel me? You're looking at him like, who is this? Is this LeBron James? Is this Michael Jordan? You know what I'm saying?
LeBron James.
Like, what is this guy? You know what I mean? But yeah.
He was probably in the night before his jeans. He never went home. Keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah, he just woke up. Fennell's like, yo, you want to come play some die? He's like, sure, I guess. Yeah.
And then we just have Umby, right? We just got that guy, Umby.
Then you got Umby, who a lot of people think is like, I feel like Umby's the new Scott. Remember what people used to tell us season 1 about Scott? They used to come up to us and beg us to not let him back into the league. Be like, yo, you got to stop inviting these dudes to the yard. Yeah. Like, they're just too good. Like, you got to give other people a chance. because they're just too good. And I feel like that's like not that anyone said that to me about Umby, but he's like getting to that point where he's almost just too good for this shit. Like Umby
Bro,
is.
I hate playing him sometimes.
Oh,
I hate
it's so fundamental.
I'll be real. I will be real as all hell. I hate playing him sometimes, bro. You come off a banger of a game, bro. You're winning an attorney. You're feeling right, bro. He comes in. It's always the first play. It's always the first nice dice you get. It's a rollback. He swiftly goes around you, and if he's not catching it on the ground, Begar all of a sudden's out of nowhere behind him. Umby knows to tap it up 15 feet so Begar can catch it.
Yeah.
It's like the defensive positioning, prowess, and knowing where your teammate is to slap the dice up. They do it maybe 4 or 5 times a tourney, and I feel like 3 of them are always against me, and it's the most infuriating thing because it's such a smart play.
No, like I'm with you, bro. I feel like Umby, like you and Troy, like who wants to play Umby? And like he's one of those players who doesn't make mistakes ever. Like I might be bugging, maybe, but like I really don't ever see him make a mistake, and he catches a lot of dice that I don't even think he should be catching too. So, I feel like it's damn near impossible to score against Umby. Like it really is. I don't know. Like you guys play against Umby, so you tell me. Like, how do you like? Are you getting a die past this guy? I don't think so.
I think Pereira 1 in 5.
Yeah, I don't think so, bro. For real.
If I am getting a die past Umby, that's the only one I'm getting, and then he's going Super Saiyan for the rest of the game because he's pissed that he just let up a die. Like he's not letting up a game's worth to lose. Like you might get one by him, but that's about it.
Don't get one by him and say something about it. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Is he really like I've never seen Umby turned up except for one time where Kevin turned him up. And Umby got turned real quick. And that game, I like that energy he was playing with. Like he was really trying to prove something. Like, yo, bro, like who you think I am for real? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, when he starts LeBron mean mugging you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, man. When he gives you that look like that, yo, you're done.
Yep.
You're done, bro. He got you, bro.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't say a lot on the die table. So when he does start talking, you know you're in trouble. You just know.
His trash talk reminds me of Tim Duncan's trash talk. We're like he knows he's cooking you. He doesn't have to say much, but then when he does, like, I'm gonna bust your ass. Like I'm on you.
Yeah, that's facts. Let's his game speak for him half the time.
Who you taking in this depoy, Cam? I guess maybe you can't really pick because you're in here.
I'll exclude myself.
Billy's shirt tucked in. I don't know who like.
Why don't you just pick someone if it wasn't going to you in your head, who you got to go into out of these 4?
You can't pick yourself.
I'm gonna give it to Umby. I like Umby.
Enough said. Reno?
I actually switched since we started talking about this. Originally, I was Umby. Give me the back-to-back.
Back-to-back Rochi?
OG.
Roach.
Oh.
I like that.
Great pick.
You guys got what? You guys got 2 this year?
Yeah, we got 2.
You got 2. Zilly got 2. Richie got 2. And I'm pretty sure Umby got 2 or 3?
Zilly got 1. Zilly got 1. Everyone in here got 2 except Zill, who has 1. Everyone else
gotcha. So I don't think that like it's defensive, so it necessarily doesn't matter about titles, but it helps.
Right.
I think that's wiped off the table. Yeah, I mean, Opoy, Depoy, MVP is like, and honestly, Rookie of the Year and MIP. Impossible.
Bro, every award this year is tough. Every
award.
Like last year you had Darling and you knew he was going to win Rookie of the Year. Like there was a runaway and like 1, maybe 2 of those awards or whatever. This year, not a chance. Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised who gets called on Friday.
You were the MIP runaway last year too.
Yeah.
I thought that was closer than people had it. I thought Ty had a good chance, and same with Denal.
Ty's was more of a bounce back year. Granted, his stats improved from the year prior, but that was more of like a bounce back year because 2 years, like Ty was a perennial all-star for a little bit, and then he just had an off year. Cam, JR says J-Rich, but he says Cam is a very close second.
Appreciate you, JR. Appreciate you, my man.
Oh, JR, yeah.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Let me pull up the final nominations. This one dropped today on the Instagram. If you haven't seen it, go over, give it a like, maybe a comment.
That second guy, bro. He's on everything.
So it starts with Bigar. Bigar, this is his first ballot he's on. The rest of the guys are on another ballot here, but Bigar is just on this one. And
Bigar, like, you mean business for real. What's up, boy?
We've been talking about Gar all pod, and I mean, there's no doubt that Gar had his best season of his career. He went around, he proved that it wasn't just Umby, because he went out and went to the finals. First, he won a ring with Jimmy Phipps. He goes to the finals with Commande, who came out of the woodworks. And like Commande is like a vet who had never been to the finals in his whole career, and he plays one time with Bigar, and boom, finals appearance. And then tourney 8, he teams up with Jay. They go final 5. So it really didn't matter who Bigar played with this year. He was chewing.
I should have played with Bigar.
Shreddy, you would have gone to the finals with Bigar this year.
My dead ass should have played with Fuck Bigar, bro. The Brendans, bro. Come on, bro. You fucked that up.
The Brendans.
Yeah, Bigar went off. But were his stats good enough to give him that MVP? I'll leave you with that question as we move on to Cam, who we've already talked a little bit about his stats. Cam is, of course, your reigning MVP. He had a monster season. We know he put up third in points with 91 points. That's third in the league. Points per game, he was 11th. FIFAs, how many FIFAs do you have? You were up there in FIFAs. You were 4th in FIFAs with 25. So, like all around, every facet of the game, Cam was just
like that.
Just stellar.
I had to hold the throne. I had to hold it. Couldn't have a shitty season as the MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to make sure the throne was kept, or at least
fought for it. Up, man.
I had to fight for it.
You had Rocco here, who we already mentioned, put up 100 points. Only the 5th time that's ever happened. Rocco did it all this year. He won a ring with J-Rich. He won a ring with Zill. He kicked a shit ton of FIFAs. He was only one FIFA away from the FIFA King back-to-back crown. Torres got him by 1 FIFA.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It brings me back to the last game that they had where they got knocked out. Final 3 game against Torres and Kev, I believe, to go to the finals in tourney 8. And Rocco kicked a few fiefs into Zilly's hand that Zilly dropped. So I'm just counting those fiefs in my head like, oh, my Zilly, if you just squeeze your damn hand a few more times, Rocco could have had this extra.
It's crazy because Zilly did have those catches that you were like, how the fuck did he catch that?
That's what I was just about to say. He also caught maybe 3, 4, 5 of Rocco's FIFAs that he should, like, no one would have caught.
Rocco has won a FIFA King already.
Right, he's going for his back-to-back. That's what I was saying.
Like Rocco, let someone have the damn award, bro. Jeez, let someone else get it, dog. We know you're the FIFA King, bro. You had the whole cape and crown on last year. Let someone else smell the FIFA King, man. Nah, shout out to Rock. If you would have got it back-to-back, you would have been, the first UDL player to ever go back-to-back FIFA King. So that would have been history. And he's definitely capable. So coming down to 1 kick is insane in the membrane.
Let's talk Sean Roach real quick, because when you talk Sean Roach, you're talking a guy that not only led the league in points with 119, but he also led the league in points per game with 3.22 points per game, which shouldn't even be possible. And the guy that came in second in points per game, who was Haas, which we mentioned earlier, 2.67. So I don't know the math there. You can do the math at home. 3.22 for Roach, 2.67 for Haas. Insane. Like, he was head and shoulders more points scored than anyone else, more points per game than anyone else. And he played almost the most games that anyone played this season. So you can't even say, oh, yeah, he had that many points.
What's the most points scored in a UDL season?
He's second behind Lang. Lang has 120-something.
What's the highest points per game average from the last 2 seasons? Not 3. Not 3.
No one's had 3.22 in a while. I can tell you that. That might be one of the records. That might be a record.
Who's on the defensive player of the year ballot as well?
Right. Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog for sure. Reigning DPOY. One spot that I guess hurts him is his self points, but he did improve on his self points compared to years past. He was 8th most self points per game with 0.86, which isn't even too crazy. Last year, I think he had even more. Last year he had 1.1, so he did get better in the self point department. But yeah, last year he led the league in 99 points. He was the league leader in scoring last year, so he gained 20 more points and did it again, just in 3 less games, mind you. Crazy. And his toss, like Umby just said here, scariest toss in the league. Like that toss comes in craziest angle that you really don't know where it's going. Like we said, Torres and Kev kind of be ready for it to shoot up the middle and maybe go to the side. Roaches could go anywhere in that table, like anywhere.
Oh yeah, that was the best part about being his partner. I didn't have to play against this toss,
and that's why you had so many bodies too, because so many guys come back.
Dude. It was letting me put my big body to good use.
Yep.
Hey, yo.
Finally, JT Torres. We already talked about how he is the FIFA king. FIFA king, led the league in plunks.
His best year ever. He was 5th in the league in points. He went crazy this year. And how many FIFAs did he have? He had 34 FIFAs, which is a huge amount of FIFAs. FIFA's defense points. What do you want?
Right.
FIFA's defense points. What more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
There's another guy that could have been in the DPOY conversation if we didn't limit you to 2 ballots because he's already on Opoy. We wanted to get him on MVP because I think it's an underrated stat to be the FIFA king and the league leader in plunks. That just shows so much versatility as a player, and it doesn't even mention defense, which he's locked down at. Like Torres, he had one of my favorite statistical years I've seen. I just love that combination of FIFA king and plunk leader. That's so rare.
Yeah.
I feel like with this list, a lot of these guys they all have their own case, and it's their cases that they make are different from each other, right? Because they all kind of do other things better than one another, right? You might look at this person and see that they're better in this area, but this person's better in another area. So I feel like with all of these nominees, they're all great in their own respects too. And they're not all, just like similarly good. Like everyone's different and they're still just as great as each other.
Who you picking, Marino?
So I told you I switched on DPOY. Originally, I had Roach winning MVP. I got Rocco at Opoy. I'm taking Bigar. 4 finals. Was it 4 finals appearances?
MVP Bigar.
I think if it wasn't 4, it was 3. But you're right; it very well could have.
Well, he did Jimmy. He did Commande. He beat me in tourney 2. And then I think he got there one more time.
Yeah, that's impressive.
4 out of 8. I mean,
if that's not showing that you're a valuable player, then
exactly.
I don't know what else does, because that's you playing with multiple partners and still producing.
Right.
BB, Gar.
I hate, honestly, now that I was excited to be on the podcast, now that I'm on, I'm kind of not excited because making these picks fucking sucks. But
the worst part.
Bunch of dogs on there, I could have gone so many different routes.
There's no wrong answer. There's no
right.
Yeah.
But looking at MVP, I got B-Guard MVP, I got Rocco at Opoy, I got Roach at DPOY. That's Cam with no award. That's Torres with no award. Kev Denellen, Beretti, Brandon not getting Opoy, and whoever I forgot along the way. But it's just like there's so many routes you go. It's so tough.
Yeah, J-Rich.
Schmurda and I are in the unenviable position of having to choose amongst these amazing players who gets to.
I don't. It's all Troy.
Don't put all that blame on me. You're hyping it. Don't listen to that at home. If you think it's just me, you're bugging.
I must ask who. I mean, if you don't want to spill the beans, you don't have to. But other than you two, did anybody else hop in there and kind of?
We took input from the UDL PA Prez JT Bain as well.
Okay.
It varies.
Good year to take some. He
wasn't as much of a player this year. He was injured this year, so he wasn't. Right. He doesn't have much stake in it. 2 years ago, Fabi would be involved because he was more around at all the tourneys, so he had more.
Before Ty was nominated for awards, he was involved.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cam, who you got?
Every year, it's a little diff.
So, who'd I go with my depoy? Depoy, I went Umby.
Yep.
So, you know who I'm taking. Sean motherfucking Roach, baby.
Your boy.
That man's a dog.
Gotta pick him up now.
Bro, back-to-back 1 seeds coming off a depoy year where he's nominated for depoy again.
Right.
Puts 119 points, 20 more points than last year. So you see the increase. His FIFAs are down. His same sides are down. All around stepped up his game completely. And we all knew Roach for his toss, and he won depoy last year. There's only one place to go, and that's MVP. And I said it early in the season. I was the reigning MVP. It was supposed to be my go for the back-to-back. We hit tourney 3, tourney 4, and I was like, damn. Like, this shit locked. Roach has got this shit under lock and key right now. Yeah. So
I think it would have been a lock if he never missed a tourney. If he didn't miss that time in the halfway through the season.
Oh yeah,
you could have locked it in. I think he opened the door. He opened the door for everyone else with the missed tourney. But I mean, that's crazy to think that his stats are what they are with a missed tourney too.
Did he have most points in a year? All time.
Second most all time. Lang had a season where he put up 124. That's the all-time leader.
Oh, so he missed it by what? 7?
5 points. Roach had
you would have had that if he didn't miss that one.
And he missed the tourney.
And he missed the tourney. Crazy. And he was averaging like 17 points per tourney, so he would have beat that 124.
What year Lang did that?
He did that in 2022.
Was that season 4?
Yeah.
My rookie year.
Your rookie year, Lang's second MVP year. Hey, good pitch, boys. I know
no award. No. Reno, I thought you rocked with me, bro. No award, bro.
Bro, listen.
I'm messing with you.
Yo, I got your award. I'll bring it. It's the participation trophy. I'll bring that on Friday. How does that sound?
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. You know I rock with you, bro.
No, I know.
I can't see Rocco not having hardware walking out of season 6, 4 years in the game, and he doesn't have an award. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be like me not going to McDonald's after this and getting a chicken Big Mac.
It just doesn't matter.
Hey, Rocco Scoop's Rookie of the Year back in 21.
Yeah, I guess I should say the Power 3 awards.
Big 3, Opoy, Depoy, MVP.
Yeah, the big 3. It's crazy to think he doesn't have one in 4 years, but
he's had some injury problems. I feel like it's always something with Rocco, but this was his full year. This was a season he played.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a stacked nominee list. You really can't with any of them.
Everybody makes a good case to win an award this year, and if you go home with an award this year, you feel grateful and really feel like you accomplished something because as you can see, these awards they're very competitive, and it's not easy to pick a winner. I don't think anyone would even see a whole room of people agree without giving their opinion for someone else. So it's tough this year. If you win an award, good for you, bro, because the competitiveness this year is out of this world. You saw it in the playoffs. So
The plaques this year are sexy too. They already they came in the other day. So don't think anyone at home don't think that this pod could have skewed any of the decision making.
Picks are in. The picks
Yeah.
are in. Oh man.
The plaques are engraved with names already, so there's no going back now.
Wow.
But yeah, they're looking sexy.
And they're, like Troy said, they're different. And it's lit. I feel like it's cool how every year the plaques are different.
Well,
so like,
I'm gonna need one then because I gotta compare last year's to this year's. I can go get mine.
Yeah,
I got one of those guys right here.
hey.
Not a big 3, but we'll take it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Gas, bro.
That's a good one.
That thing is gas. He said not a big 3. What, bro? That you know who won the most improved? Tracy McGrady.
Yo, give me that announcement of most improved this year.
That's the MVP right there. Sexy.
Damn right it is.
Sexy award.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. How do you get one of those? How do you get your hand on one of those?
That's
I would love to know. You just got to be that guy. He must be the best die player on the planet.
You ever seen 12's jersey walking out of a tournament? That's how you get one of those.
You got that right.
I will never see the number 12 on the back anymore.
Yeah,
you don't.
I don't know about but yeah.
Hey, it still remains. Said this on my first pod. I am still the best die player in Brockton.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yo, you're the reigning MVP of the UDL. You're the best die player in the world.
In the world. Yeah.
Sure. Valid.
Sorry to break that to you. I don't know if you had that pressure on your shoulders prior to today, but yeah, man, you gotta walk around with that on your chest.
Cam, I don't know if you know this, but you have to you're gonna have to replace Lang because you're replacing him as the co-host on the pod. So we're gonna need you to step up for Lang for beat the Lang and hold it down and get him a dub.
I already got mine. Oh, I'm ready.
Yep. Reno, are you prepared with some post-it notes or something to write on? Because this beat the Lang is going to be multiple choice. So we're going to have you write. Yep, you're ready to go. We're going to have you write your letter. It's four letters, A, B, C, or D. Just write your letter on each one.
Yes.
And we'll keep tally of the points. I got 9 questions total. So whoever has the most at the end of 9 questions will be the champ.
Okay, so we're not saying anything out loud, only post-its?
Yeah, and don't hold it up right away. Like once you guys are both ready, we'll hold it up at the same time so you can't skew each other's decision.
Bet.
All right, first question. Beat the Lang. Who won the 2022 All-Star Tourney? Was it A, Kevin Ty, B, Rocco and Beretti, C, J. Rich and D Hall, or D, Roach and Kearney? You ready?
Fuck. Can you do it one more time or no?
Yeah, I'll say it again. Yeah, who won the 2022 All-Star Tourney? A, Kev and Ty, B, Rocco and Beretti, C, J. Rich and D Hall, or D, Roach and Kearney?
Or E, Troy and J. Rich.
It's not E.
Y'all played in an All-Star tournament.
Yeah,
That was an All-Star duo though, so it's valid.
we were. I'm just saying it wasn't us. We didn't do that good. We didn't do that good. All right, you ready, Reen?
Yep.
All right, hold them up.
Oh,
I got a B. What does that say? B? 2 B's.
A. B.
No, that's a B.
2 B's.
B is Rocco and Beretti. That is correct. So 1-1. Both got a point there. Moving on to number 2. Who holds the record for most points in a single playoffs? Is it A, Riley Lang, B, Rocco McClafferty, C, Troy Costa, or D, Brendan Garrity? Who holds the record for most points in a single playoffs? A, Riley Lang, B, Rocco McClafferty, C, Troy Costa, D, Brendan Garrity.
That's weird hearing that name Brendan out loud. It's not followed by DeAndre.
Begar.
Brendan Garrity.
This is gonna be a guess because
I don't know.
Not the type of guy that made the playoffs often, but
all right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Wait, can you read them again? Read them again.
One more time. Record for most points in a single playoffs is A. Langa, B. Rocco, C. Troy, D. Bigar.
Y'all ready for real?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't look like you're ready. Y'all look like you're still thinking. Cam looks like he's thinking.
Hold them up.
Bro, it's a guess.
Hold them up. I got a D from Reno
Reno.
and a D from
Reno, why you scribble that shit out?
Last second. Because
It
it's
was
the
a
right
good-
answer.
It was a good move that he did because that is correct. It was Bigar with 26 points in the
It's
2023
Bigar?
playoffs. Yeah, last year.
It's not Troy?
And unironically enough, the
Wait, what was the question? Was it for that 1 year? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, for a single playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
he did it. He's won 2 playoff rings, his rookie year and his third year this past year. The time he had 26 was the year he didn't win it in 2023 when he went to the finals and lost.
That's a tough ass question. Who leads in playoff points all time?
Wait, so hold on one second. So Bigar and
Is
Umbi
it
been in
Bigar?
the playoffs 3 times, been in the finals 3 times, and won back-to-back.
Not back to back. They won it in 22 and 24.
They lost to Lang and J. Rich last year.
Oh, okay.
They choked to Lang and Jairus last year. They had that series in the driver's seat. Oh.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day.
Tough
Next question. So it's 2-2 here. Next question. Who is the only player to have won both a Rising Stars tourney and an All-Star tourney in their career? I'll say the question again. Who's the only player to have won both a Rising Stars tourney and an All-Star tourney in their career? Is it A, Andrew Reno? Is it B, Denal Keene? Is it C, Andrew Umbriana? Or D, Sean Roach?
Encyclopedia, bro.
You got it?
I got you.
I need the letters again. Yo, I mixed up the names with the letters.
I got you. Who's the only player to have won both a Rising Stars tourney and an All-Star tourney in their career? A, Andrew Reno, B, Denal Keene, C, Andrew Umbriana, or D, Sean Roach?
All right.
Let's see it. B, Denal Keene, and B, Denal Keene is correct. Wow.
Let's go, boys.
Yeah, Denal won the Rising Stars tourney in 2022. Partners
With Cab, right?
He played with Roach in that tourney, and then he won last year's All-Star tourney with Kev.
Yeah.
Team K, baby.
Impressive. All right, 3-3. You guys are doing way better than I thought.
I would have definitely got the second one wrong too. Even though I would have guessed like y'all, so y'all guessed. I mean, like, but y'all on 3 for 3.
Which UDL vet made back-to-back all UDL second teams in 2020 and 2021? A, Garrett Amaral. B, Justin Richards. C, JT Bain. Or D, Alec Niehoff? Which UDL vet made back-to-back all UDL second teams in 2020 and 2021? A, Garrett. B, J. Rich. C, JT Bain. Or D, Alec?
Where you pulling these out of? Can have.
I get creative with it. Come on.
I'm not sure about this one.
You got you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, hold them up. A and A. That is incorrect.
Y'all went Garrett for real?
Yeah.
Is it his
Garrett.
partner?
So I'm gonna go over to this. The answer was Alec Niehoff, D.
It was Allie, right? Yeah. Shout out Allie. I knew it was APAC.
Let me tell you why it wasn't Garrett. In season 3, Garrett was a third team. In 2021, Garrett was a third team guy. Not
You would have said JT Bain, you would have been wrong too, because he has a first team, no?
Now he has a second team in 2022, but he didn't make a team in 2020.
He didn't have a first team? Oh,
Or sorry, in 2020 he wasn't on a team. In 21 he was second team.
JT was never a damn. I was thinking it was a trick question. That was the trick question. Someone had a third team, not a first.
Yeah, it was Garrett that had a third.
Yeah, so y'all got
J.
tricked.
Rich was second team season 2, believe it or not. That was his rookie year, but then of course he was first team by his second.
My
Yeah,
first thought was
yeah.
Jay Rich has never had a second team in his life, so I was like, he's out of the question.
Yeah, it was an easy no.
Rookie year, he had 1, but the guys on the first team that year were myself when I had my 2 ring. I went off that year. I was like 14-4 that year.
Yeah.
Marani, Langa, Drew, and Spock. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Damn.
I think about these shits for real.
All right, it's still 3-3. Who is the first player to ever plunk twice in a game? Is it A, Pat Mahoney? Is it B, Mike Mahoney? Is it C, Kevin Donnellan? Or is it D, Mark Carmi? Who's the first ever player to plunk twice in a game? A, Pat Mahoney, B, Mike Mahoney, C, Kev Donnellan, or D, Mark Carmi?
Bless you.
Thank you.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. B, Reno says B, Mike Mahoney, and Cam says C, Kev Donnellan. So, Cam, you're not incorrect in the sense that Kev did plunk. He did plunk twice in a game, but Reno got the answer right because Mike Mahoney did it first.
Damn.
You're wrong, boy. You know who
I
Mike
didn't
who
know.
Mike Mahoney's partner was?
Shmoney. And Reno, am I wrong to think that game was against you and LeBlanc?
It was against me and LeBlanc.
Oh, what?
That was the worst game. That was the worst game ever.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I told Mahoney the whole game. I said, "Yo, aim at LeBlanc."
You know he's, bro. You know
Yeah,
he's. That's disrespectful. You know he's listening.
Yo, LeBlanc, I love you, brother. But to be honest, I'm just letting y'all know into our strategy.
No, he ain't.
Reno's like that for real, so we wasn't throwing it at him.
He was halfway there when he was playing. There's no way he's listening.
Yeah, no.
Nah, solid LeBlanc. LeBlanc's nice. For real.
4-3 Reno.
But right before we cut that off, they were winning. That's another tip. They were winning, so Mahoney clutched it. 2 plunks to win.
We got 4 more questions. Reno's up 1. Who's the only player to earn back-to-back FIFA King awards? A, Rocco McClafferty. B, Justin Torres. C, Jake Marani. D, Riley Lang. First player to earn back-to-back FIFA King awards. A, Rocco. B, JT Torres. C, Marani. D, Langa. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see him. C is correct. Jake Marani back in 2020. He did it for the first time, and then again in 2021.
I put Marani's name earlier. I take it back.
I know. I almost I knew that was a question coming up, so I didn't get into it. But I was gonna be like, "Yo, it actually has happened before, Marani."
Yeah. Hey, kid.
All right, Reno's still up 1 with 3 more questions to go. This one's special to my heart. Who was Troy Costa's season 1 partner? Was it A, Murda? Was it B, Fabiano Rosa? Was it C, Jake Marani? Or was it D, John Commande?
Holy crap. That seems like a trick question.
Who was my season 1 partner? Was it A, Schmerda, B, Fabs, C, Marani, or D, Commande?
Excuse me.
Schmerda, you know this answer?
Why? Why would you think I don't?
I'm just curious.
You just curious? Like I wasn't there? Like I wasn't with you shooting in the gym? I was in that gym. I was in that gym.
I think I got mine.
Reno?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's see him.
Let me tell them if they're right.
Reno said D. Cam said B.
It's John Commande. Nah, it's Fabiano Rosa.
Yeah, it was Fabiano Rosa. Me and Five made it like Final 5 every tourney that year, but we never got to
that was nice.
I was trying to think of when the last time I talked to you about Marani and when you started playing with him, and I was like, it's got to be after season 1. I was like, it has to.
He played with Shazo in season 1, actually.
Yeah.
Did he go to Bridgewater? I always forget.
Yep, the 2 of them did. Shazo, Marani, they both did.
Okay.
So who did you guys vote?
So Cam got that one right. He tied it up.
Who'd you vote for, Reem?
He voted for Commande.
Good pick. Good pick. Kamade was my partner in the first tournament.
2 more questions. This is another partner question. Who did Beretti play with before he teamed up with JT Bain? A, Dave Cooper. B, Kevin Mood. C, Zach Burt. Or D, Brian Shea? Who did Beretti play with before he teamed up with JT Bain? A, Dave Coop. B, Kevin Mood. C, Burt. Or D, Shazo? Ready when you are.
I'm good.
Beretti when you are.
I got 2 B's for Kevin Mood. That is correct. Shout out Kevin Mood. Why you always He's a father now. Mood retired because he became a father. So shout out
Kev. Shout out Kevin LeBlanc. Some old school throwback names pulling up today.
This is the last question here. So hopefully one of you gets it right and one of you gets it wrong. Who led the league in points per game last year in 2023? Was it A, Kevin Donnellan, B, Riley Lang, C, Sean Roach, or D, Joe Espenshade? Who led the league in points per game in 2023? Kev, A, B, Langa, C, Roach, or D, Joe? Who you got?
Cam's on the website.
All right, we have 2 different answers. I can tell you one of you is right and one of you is wrong.
Ooh.
The winner of this week's Beat the Lang is Andrew Reno.
Kev, old boy.
It was Kev last year.
It was an old boy.
I would have got that wrong too. I was going Joe.
The double bang.
Joe was second in points per game.
That would have picked Joe, bro. I would have got that wrong. What was Kevin's average? 2.63 or some shit?
Around there, yeah. Let me tell you right now.
Right.
2.64.
Why did I think Joe had 2.7? He ain't had that?
Joby had 2.57.
His shit must have went down. I remember Joe was that guy that year. Like he had like a 30 where he scored mad points for real. Joe was going crazy. That's a throwback name. Joe Espenshade.
So I got a question for you before you close it up.
Yeah.
The double bang, Kev Donnellan. I think that we had a top 3 plunk of all time. I think 3 of the best plunks are the second Kevin Donnellan in the finals plunk is one. Yeah. I think the Might Be Cup, I think Lang threw it, JT called it.
Yeah.
Is in there. And I think the third one was Drew Beretti plunked to go to the finals.
Yeah.
Can you name another one that I might be missing?
Is insane. Alex Plunk. Did Alec have a plunk against?
Alec had a walk-off plunk against Rocco.
Did J-Rich have a plunk to win the finals?
J-Rich had a plunk to win the finals in 2020.
To win the finals at the end of the year, last tourney. Yep, that's another one.
Yeah. Damn, there's some iconic plunks that have happened.
Yeah, there's some iconic plunks.
That's definitely in the top 5, though. That was crazy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Rocco had a game-winning plunk this year when he said, "You like that shit?" That's one of my favorite plunk skellies ever. You like that shit?
Who had that? How about you?
That was a game winner.
Ron Coco. What does Noah say? Get me one. Coco tosses. Splash. How about 2? How about 2?
How about 2?
Oh, that is the best.
Fire.
So good
stuff.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate y'all coming on this evening. We'll see you guys Friday.
Yes.
Cam, you got any last words as a host?
I got one thing and one thing only. See you at the award show, and let's get a back-to-back, huh? Come on. What Depoy? I can settle for Depoy. I like that one. I've wanted it since day one.
You have always wanted Depoy. Reno, any last words?
Nah, I mean, I got one of those. It means it's most improved, which means you used to suck and you don't suck anymore. So watch out for me next year.
That's not what that award means at all.
Used to suck.
I'm just kidding. Looking forward to Friday. Looking forward to seeing the fellas. Yeah, man. Isn't it cash only? Bring your cash.
Yeah,
it is
bring
cash
cash.
only. Yeah, cheap bar. So be ready to drink. Be ready to eat. We'll have some nice food ready to
Food.
go.
I think there's an ATM downstairs in the bar below us. Don't quote me.
Yeah, they have an ATM.
No, there is.
Don't quote me, but yeah.
Yeah, hey, and if there isn't, quote Smurda.
Fan quotes.
Quote me. Be like, yo, this kid said it to me. I'll be like, yeah, I did.
All right, fellas. 7 o'clock. Don't be late. 7 o'clock. Be there. It's not like this isn't an event to go fashionably late to. This is an event you get there at 7 because we only have 4 hours. 7 to 11, and then we're out of there.
Oh yeah.
Be late.
All right,
You're
my
late.
boys.
You're not
All right,
getting
Appreciate all y'all.
straight.
I'll see you Friday.
Let's get it.
Good Friday.
Gang. Is it over?
Gang.